Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Diego Barishnikov, one half of AA Sports, here to bring you my divisional round playoff picks. All right, first game up today, going to be kicking off probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to be Baltimore Ravens traveling to Denver. Now, of course, everybody's pretty much handing this game to Denver. However, I think we do need to take into consideration Mr. Peyton Manning's some of his past playoff experiences, especially in cold weather. Now, mind you, yeah, he has been in Denver all year, so he should be a little bit more acclimated to the outside elements and the weather. But hey, we don't know. He didn't, he been last couple games playing with the glove on, trying to see how that would feel. So we don't know if that will or will not give him problems today. From what I understand, it's going to be some blistering temperatures out there in Denver, in the Mile High City today. So even with that said, I just can't bring myself. Again, if you remember last week's picks, I said I reluctantly took the Ravens. That panned out. When I said reluctantly last week, and the reason I can't take them over Denver this week, is it's going to come down to the offense. Right now, I'm not trusting Joe Flacco to be able to put up enough points and run with Peyton Manning and those boys, alongside the fact that Denver has a pretty good and a solid defense up there that's been playing pretty good. Peyton come out, boom, get a quick lead. Broncos get a quick lead. Hey, it could be early curtains for the Ravens. If I'm Baltimore, I come out, I give them a heavy dosage of Ray Rice. See what that does. You got to keep Peyton off the field as much as possible. Baltimore, yeah, traditionally, you're known as a strong defensive team. This year, you're not. You don't suck. I can pick a handful of teams, a bunch of teams that suck on defense. Y'all don't suck, but y'all ain't what y'all were in the past. So I think Peyton comes out there, make it do what it do. I think Baltimore falls a little short. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos in this game. Unfortunately, this will be the last game that we see Mr. Ray Lewis on the field. All right. Now, moving on to this evening's game, the late night bill, prime time, NFC Divisional game. Got the 3 seed Green Bay Packers coming into Candlestick to take on my Niners. Yeah, you know it. Look, of course you know who I'm picking. Okay, I don't even need to say it. And if you need to ask, then just log off now. All right, I don't even need to focus any of my energy towards you. You know anything about me? You've been watching, you've been following, and shit. I'm sitting here with a Gore jersey on now and the hat, so you already know what it is. But as it resolves down to the particulars of the game, how I think this is going to play out. I think it may play out. I don't think it's going to play out exactly like the first game. People are saying, hey, well, 49ers beat them up on the first go-around. Look, that was the very first game of the season, and we had a whole different quarterback. All right? We basically pounded them on the ground that game, I want to say almost 200 yards rushing. Didn't really depend on Alex to make a lot of big plays on the field. Defense played stellar. For the most part, rushed 4, dropped 7. And that's how we kept Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay intact that first game. With that said, us being able to rush 4 and drop 7 depends a lot on Justice Smith. Okay. Last couple games he's been out, partially of torn triceps. He's got a brace on. He's been practicing the last week and a half. He's ready to go tonight. So hopefully, he's at least about 75%. He's able to clog up that middle like he does then. That's able to free Alden Smith up on the edge for the pass rush. Sorry about that. So the 49ers will come in this game, make it do what it do, and we will pull out this victory. Quest for 6 Super Bowl trophies begins tonight. Sorry, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, I like you. You the surgeon and all. You got to go down tonight, player. All right. As far as tomorrow's games, big game. Other NFC matchup. Got the Seahawks coming to town to take on the Falcons. Now, a couple of things stick out immediately about this game. Yes, the travel time and the travel difference for the Seahawks. It's not going to be like last week, even though they traveled east. They played a later game, so to them their body clock was still on a reasonably functional time frame. This week, come tomorrow, they're gonna kick off this game at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is gonna be 10 o'clock. Which is gonna be 10 o'clock come to Seattle. All right, sorry about that, folks. Some people coming in interrupting me while I'm doing what I'm doing. So Seattle's gonna come in here with the body clocks on 10 o'clock. If they get down early, if Atlanta come out, punch them in the mouth early, get a couple big plays, get a couple scores, and then if they're able to take Seattle somewhat out of their running game plan, then it could be a long day for Seattle. All right, they're missing the top pass rusher. Chris Clemens lost last week to an ACL injury, so that I think that will play a factor. Bruce Irvin, which has normally been a situational pass rusher for them this year, young guy, rookie, I believe, bright future, but he's going to be asked to really, really, really step up tomorrow, and we're going to see if the Seattle's defense is able to get any pressure on Matt Ryan. If they're able to get some pressure on Matt Ryan, then they can maybe do some things. Don't think Atlanta's going to be able to run on Seattle. Seattle, one of the top running defenses in the league, one of the top total defenses in the league. You're talking about giving up, how many points they give up. And then Atlanta has struggled to run the ball all year. So don't expect Atlanta to do too much running. And you would think that would be the way for them to go when you consider what some people consider the best cornerback tandem in the league with Richard Sherman and Brandon Bronner. Now, Richard Sherman, he's good. He's an all-pro this year. All right, Brandon Bronner on the other side, another big corner here, about 6'3", 6'4". But if you want to attack, if you want to call either one a weak link, you probably want to go to him. He is susceptible to some double moves and some things. Sometimes he's overly aggressive, and that works against him. So I think it's going to be a Richard Sherman, Roddy White matchup, and then Brandon Bronner, Julio Jones on the other side. What I think this game comes down to, because yes, you got beast mode on the Seattle side. Can Atlanta stop the beast mode run game? Can they stop the run game? That's what this game is going to boil down to. Can they stop Russell Wilson in this triple option when he runs it? When he runs that play, when he handed Marshawn Lynch the ball off. Okay. On the Atlanta side, I think it's going to be big for them. Get Tony Gonzalez the fucking ball. Seattle doesn't have an answer as far as anyone to guard him. They got the two big corners, but that middle of the field should be wide open for Tony Gonzalez. All right, so I'm going to take the Falcons tomorrow in that game. Falcons over Seattle, which is set up my 49ers coming here to the ATL next week in the Dome, playing for a chance to go on to win that Super Bowl ring and finish what we started last year. But got to get through tonight first. All right. Last game of the divisional round weekend will be tomorrow afternoon. It will be the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. Now, last time Houston didn't fare so well when they went to New England. Toward the latter part of the season, Houston wasn't playing no good ball. Played a fairly decent game last week. They still had some things they could have improved upon over the week in practice, so we'll see what they do. But look for a heavy dosage of Arian Foster. Got to get Arian Foster the ball. Got to be able to keep Tom Brady off the field as much as possible. And if we know anything in the past about the Patriots is things go left for them if you get pressure on Tom Brady. All right? So with All-Pro sack leader J.J. Watt, hey, I'm looking for Houston to get some pressure on Tom Brady just go around. If they don't, it's going to be a long day for him. And ultimately, I'm expecting a closer game, but I'm expecting the Patriots to go ahead and pull it out. However, side note, and you can call it hedging your bet or whatever, but it just is what it is. Every year, something strange happens in these playoffs, y'all. A game goes another way that it wasn't supposed to go. A team wins or plays way past their expectations. Okay? So, I'm picking all the home teams to win these games, but I keep an eye on those two AFC matchups. Okay? And I say those because people are automatically just want to give Tom Brady and Peyton Manning these wins because naturally we want to see Tom Brady and Peyton Manning go at it for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, that just is what it is, all right? But keep in mind, Peyton Manning been in the league all this time. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, only got 1 ring. That's a lot of playoff losses in there, okay? And Colts were making the playoffs every year, all right? But they were steadily getting beat by either the Patriots or the Chargers or even Pittsburgh a couple times in those playoffs. So let's not act like when Peyton gets to the playoffs, it's all gravy, all right? Ravens come in here with the right game plan, take too many chances, what have you. Baltimore can win that game. Same thing with Houston. All right, they looking for revenge from from the ass whooping they got last time. All right, so don't be surprised if you see one of those two games, either Houston or the Ravens, pull off a quote unquote upset. I think the other two games, NFC games, if Green Bay would have happened to, catch ball in the lightning or get the right fortune cookie or whatever and beat us tonight, or if Seattle beats Atlanta tomorrow, I think those two games, I don't think anybody would be surprised if that happened. But if the Texans and or the Ravens win, people would be surprised for the most part, outside of that fan or those two fan bases. So, again, I'm going with the home teams, but if you want to pick or if you want to go with an upset, then would be my two choices right there. All right. So it's almost 4:30. It's almost time to get this first game kicked off. All right. Again, we wait until 8 o'clock. That's when my time is gonna come. I know my 49ers are gonna give me a real good birthday present today, and we're gonna wrap this divisional game up and sit back and wait come tomorrow to see who we play to again finish what we started on that quest for the 6th Lombardi Trophy. All right. That's what it is. Again. Check us out on Twitter. My man, the other half of AA Sports, at Enrique6000. You can always catch his commentary on Twitter. Follow myself on Twitter at Al Yeager. We do have the AA Sports Twitter page as well. Also look for us on either Blog Talk Radio or on another platform coming up soon. Our last platform, Vocal, they still on that bullshit, so we can't really depend on them. All right. Again, your boy Diego Barishnikov here, one half of AA Sports, giving you my divisional playoff NFL picks for the day. Y'all enjoy the game. Be safe. See you next week. Peace.